beginning of my video. Boom!
Welcome back to Boring Reviews.
Boring land.
Oh, just
on.
kidding.
Blasphemer!
All
Hello,
right.
Boring Review Nation!
Kind of pointless.
We know all things. It was over in a snap.
We really want it. Alright, we'll be nice.
Only you can be a Patreon.
Oh my gosh!
It's crazy.
You don't need to follow the show to be hyped.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are today. We are excited at Boring Reviews to give to you our reaction for the Tenet trailer. Nick here.
Gabe.
And here in Boring Reviews, we know this kind of reaction is going to bring audiences from all over the world because so many people have interest in this film. This is one of the films that did not push back their release date. Christopher Nolan is sticking with that July release date, hoping for the best. There's a few other films that are also in that slate, but we have had fans from India asking for our reaction to Tenet when the first one came out, but we'd already seen it. And we know there's a lot of fans in the States, in England, in Canada, in many other places that are interested in this, in Australia. So we're so excited. This trailer just got dropped about an hour and a half ago from the time of recording this. And I'll give you a chance in a second to speak about it, Gabe, but I'm such a huge Christopher Nolan fan. I love his work. I was a big fan of his when I first saw The Prestige, and I'm like, whoa, this guy's got something to talk about. Then I went back and watched Memento, and I said, wow, this guy's really got something to say. And then he had his hand at Batman and whatnot. I've loved this guy. I wasn't a huge fan of Dunkirk. It's not bad, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. But I loved everything else he's done. What are your thoughts on Mr. Nolan?
I mean, I'm with you. I didn't like Dunkirk. I didn't get it. But as far as Memento, I remember watching Memento before anybody was on this movie, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. I've always been a big fan of. Oh, it's a guy. It's not Guy Ritchie. What's his name? The actor that's in there. Guy Pearce. Right. So and then Inception. Of course, he did the Batmans. This guy is super talented. And you know, a lot of people did like Dunkirk. It wasn't my bag. I'm like you, but you know, it is what it. You know, it is what it is. But I was super excited, too, because not only do we get a look at Robert Pattinson, who's going to be the new Batman, and, you know, I was ready to jump off the cliff when they announced that he was going to be Batman, and you had to talk me off the ledge. You're like, no, this guy can act. He's got serious acting chops. And then I saw him in Lighthouse, and I was like, okay, yeah, Nick, you're
you know, jump off the ledge. You have kids and a wife.
It's too early. It's too early. It wasn't his time. But you know what I mean, bro? I was like, really? And then you talked me off the ledge. So I was like, all right, cool. And after that, I was like, wow, this guy's got serious acting chops. But then, and I always call him Denzel Washington's son because that's who he is. And it's funny. I first came on to him. I want to say it's the show with The Rock on HBO. Ballers. It's called Ballers. It's called Ballers. And I was like, wow, this guy can act. And then before long, I was like, you know, just did a little research. Like, oh, he's Denzel Washington's son. Most people didn't even know that. And it's not like he treads on being Denzel Washington's son. You know what I mean, dude? He's very a man of his own, so to speak, you know what I mean? And he's got some serious acting chops. So I'm excited to see him in his first big major solo role. So, I mean, anything else to say about before we check out this trailer?
Yeah, so his name is John David Washington. I'm a huge Denzel fan, as like most people are that like movies. I mean, let's be serious. But I love Denzel's films, even the lesser known films that aren't as popular, like John Q. Or I know you mentioned Man on Fire. That's kind of got a cult classic, but so many other films that he's in, Deja Vu and whatnot. He does such a great job. I had no idea he had an adult son who was an actor, John David Washington. So when I found out that that's who he was, I'm like, man, you know, this guy, he's coming from a big pedigree. He got cast in a Christopher Nolan film. You know he's got to have the chops. I'm super excited for Robert Pattinson and everyone else in it. The first trailer was so trippy. It was so different. It was so Christopher Nolan. And I'm so excited that he is just so resilient on this release date. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. Before we do, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out our other content that we have on our channel. But without further ado, let's jump into this.
All right, brother. 3, 2, and 1.
All I have for you is a word.
Tenet.
Tenet. It'll open the right doors. Some
Ooh.
of the wrong ones, too. Use it carefully.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it,
So
we're trying
cool.
to prevent World War III.
I'm not saying Armageddon here.
No. Something worse.
I gather you have an interest in a certain Russian national.
Michael Caine.
Mike's bringing
Ooh.
You really want to know? He can communicate with the future.
time travel.
No. Inversion.
Aim it and pull the trigger. You're not shooting the bullet,
What?
you're catching it.
Yo, this thing is crazy.
What?
Well, I've seen too much.
Well, we'll try and keep up.
I like that.
Your duty transcends national interests. This is about survival.
Seems bold.
Bold, I'm fine with. I thought you were gonna say nuts.
This is where our worlds collide.
How would you like to die?
Oh,
You chose the wrong profession.
So
What
cool.
is going on, bro?
Well, happened here.
hasn't happened yet.
There are people in the future who need us. I need Tenet.
We need to save him.
Here and now.
This reversing the flow of time. Doesn't us being here now mean it never happened? You want to crash a plane?
But not from the air. No one's so dramatic.
Well, how big a plane?
That part is a little dramatic.
Yes,
Yes.
coming to theaters. Oh, I love that statement that he made right there at the end. Coming to
Bro.
theaters. Okay, I got so much to say. You know, usually we are reacting to trailers of movies we haven't even seen the production for or the advertisement for, because we do a lot of Indian trailers in this channel. But Christopher Nolan, like I said, I mean, that's my jam. This guy is, in my opinion, he is so smart, way smarter than I am, that I go to his films hoping that I can keep up and understand what's going on. And this, first of all, I love that at the end, coming to theaters. This is not going to be video on demand. This is going to be coming to theaters. I love that statement. This movie, I just hope I'm going to be able to be smart enough. I got to definitely eat my Wheaties that morning, smart enough to be able to understand. I might be eating 2 bowls that day. Who knows? Because there's going to be, I mean, this reverse time flow thing, doesn't that remind you a little bit of Memento? I know that wasn't exactly what was going on. We're getting the story in backwards there, but it's a little variation of that. My initial thought was, okay, with this kind of premise, with the world that Christopher Nolan has built, I could easily see him messing with us to where what happens in this film, and they say at the very end, none of it really happened, could be one of those films where he's able to go through this thing and prevent everything before even the conversations happen. This would be the film to do that, where at the end you're wondering, did any of that actually happen? Kind of like the end of Joker. I can see that kind of thing. As a movie fan, it's not my favorite thing, but Christopher Nolan, here are the reins to my horse. Here is the keys to the kingdom. You know, you just go with it, and I'm going to be with my popcorn, enjoying every minute of it.
First of all, you're right. I'm so glad that he stuck to his guns. And I love how it says coming to theaters. Like just the fact that they dropped this new trailer, that means they're starting their marketing promotion back up. They wouldn't be doing that if they weren't confident that, hey, we're going to be in theaters come July, because they would have just stopped and waited. You don't go into your marketing campaign if you're not going to hit that target date. So I'm super excited. Second of all, you mentioned we watch a lot of Indian films, right? One of the things about Indian films and specifically their promotion, their trailers, is that they don't really give you too much. So you go in trying to figure out the movie, right? Christopher Nolan is one of those guys, even though you think you know what's going on, I knew what was going on in The Prestige, you know what I'm saying? And the way it was explained was masterful. I'm not going to ruin it because there's people that still haven't watched The Prestige. It is one of his best films. It's unbelievable.
Shame on you.
Bro,
Come
Inception blew my mind. I mean, and again, that's what he does. I kept saying to myself, and this is what I love about his film, to keep you guessing. Oh, it's about time travel. It's about time travel. And then it was like, oh, it's not time travel. He just knows that that's what people are thinking because of the words images. So he's like, let me just put this to bed right now. Let me give you this little clip. It's not time travel. I'm glad that they gave us so many new images, that it wasn't just a rehashed from the original trailer. They gave us new images to be excited about, and we understand a little bit more. I love that they finally gave Robert Pattinson a huge talk where you can hear his accent, you know, his acting chops. This guy is really, really good, man. And I'm just really ready to see this thing. I tell you what, we're gonna have to be in there virus stuff, you know what I'm saying? Social distancing and all that, like 2 seats away, but I'll be there day one.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, this guy doesn't have a huge acting catalog. He was in a few things in some of his dad's movies growing up, like Book of Eli, Malcolm X. But this guy was in Black Klansman, and he really brought it there. This guy, for someone who's only been in a few feature films, this guy exudes so much confidence. He just looks like he belongs on that screen. He looks like he belongs in this crazy Christopher Nolan world. I'm super excited for it. You know, Robert Pattinson, this guy, he is, you know, he's a pretty cool cat. He really is. And I already can see, at least in the trailer, that him and John David Washington's character, they have some banter, they have some chemistry. So I kind of like that. I'm hoping we see more of that throughout the film. And it's not just like 5 minutes they're together. I'm hoping they're together for extended periods of time for at least an act or two. But super excited for this. I still don't know a whole lot what's going on. That whole scene where, you know, you're catching the bullet, not firing it. It's just like, holy cow. But it's like, it's such a, to me, it seems like it's such a simple filming, editing choice where you just reverse that feed instead of going forward. But to be able to create a story doing that, so awesome. The whole car, you know, that we got in the first trailer going backwards or whatever, super awesome. I just hope that there's enough explanation for the dumb people like me to be able to understand. Obviously, there's not going to be too much because Christopher Nolan's never going to bog you down with too much exposition, but just enough for us to understand so that we can fully enjoy the ride. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are as well. We hope that you're excited for this film and that you are having the faith like we're having, that we'll be able to be there in July and watch it in the theaters, face mask and all. Open my face mask, put the popcorn in there, you know, but we'll be there hopefully day one when this comes out and it's not pushed back. But man, I just can't wait.
Man, same thing, brother. Those are my thoughts. I'm just, you know, eager to get back into the theaters and watch films on the big screen. I've discovered some gems on Netflix, and we've talked about it on our channel. Same thing on Amazon. But there's nothing like the movie theater experience. You know what I mean? Watching on the big screen, big surround sound. So this is the kind of movie you have to see on the big screen. So I'm super excited for it. But man, that's that. Those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts, guys. Remember, if you like this video, please leave us a like, click and subscribe. Let us know what's your favorite Christopher Nolan film as well. Okay. Again, I'm probably gonna say Inception, and that's blasphemous because I'm a huge comic book fan, so I should immediately go to one of the Batmans.
Knight is the easy one, but Inception would be my choice because everyone chooses the Dark Knight. It would be Dark Knight and then Inception, but Inception is just unbelievable. Like you said, that came out of nowhere. That surprised everyone, and it was just such a fun ride. I've watched like a half a dozen times, love it every single time.
You and me both. You and me both.
Don't forget to check out some other videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe, like the man said. And until next time,
we know all things.